right. Well, got things underway here. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Marcin Bowl here in Point Edward, where we're live and getting ready for the first ever Marcin Big Money Bowl. $20,000 on the line, and several bowlers here this morning to start participating. There's several sessions going on throughout the day. I'm probably going to be here till about 9 o'clock tonight, so I'll be broadcasting live all throughout the day and into the evening. I'll be back here again tomorrow as well. Hello, everybody. I'm David Burrows here talking to you and live once again from Marcin Bowl here in Point Edward. I'm going to be having several guests join me throughout the day, and some have been here for a little while. Some here have been a long while. And we're going to see some really good bowling here today. And this is something that Jeff Wickens and the team at Marcin Bowl, I know he's been working on this for over a year. We had a conversation, him and I, about a year and a half ago, actually, about doing this thing. And Jeff's working really hard to build up more of the sport and kind of bring it put a little more life back into it. It's still popular, but not as popular it was in, say, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's really interesting for me to be here. Back in the 90s, I was the karaoke guy here in the restaurant. A lot's changed. Lots the same. There's a vending machine over there that's in the exact same spot it was 30-some years ago. So I'm excited to be here, and hopefully we can bring you a nice experience. I know some of you bowlers are watching. We'll do our best to monitor the comments, but I'm kind of a one-man show here, so I'll do the best I can for that. But I would like to know where you're watching from. And we're live on the Marcin Bowl Facebook page.
Bowl,
and
we're excited to have
there you go. There's
here.
Jeff Wickens. I'm going to stop talking and we'll listen in on him.
Memorial bowling. Memorable. Thank you. Stumbling on my words here. All registered athletes receive 10% off food at both Gutter Balls and Twisted Arm here in Sarnia. Just have to show your badge to receive that. It does not include liquor. Yeah. To stay up to date with your standing and scores, scan the QR codes posted throughout the building. Right behind us here on the windows, there's some QR codes. We'll get a QR code for the brackets up here shortly. There's going to be 10 minutes of practice before here in about 2 minutes. Please ensure you're ready to bowl when your practice session ends. If you're looking to take another shot, re-entry is just $100 for this afternoon. There's 3 more spots after this one. I want to personally thank everybody for coming out. This is definitely not the turnout I was hoping for, but here we are. We still got money to win. So we'll get the lanes on for practice here. Good luck to everybody. So Kyle is at the front desk here. Kyle, if you want to throw up your arm. If you need any score corrections or you have a ball call or whatnot, let Kyle know. He'll help you out. We're going to get some practice on.
All right, so there you go. Jeff Wickens making his announcements. We're going to have some practice coming up here. And then we will get into the Big Money Bowl. And if you want to stay updated on all the scores that are going to be happening here today, you can go to tournamentbowl.com and you can see the updates. You'll just have to look through the tournament schedule or upcoming events. I'll try to show that up here as much as I can. And I got to go check the chat while I can. We should do that, right? See if we got some people showing us perhaps where they're watching from. All right, how do I do this? There we go. Good luck to our local bowlers. Go get them, says Jim Wolfgram. Robin says good luck to everyone. Hello, Carl. Says happy Friday. All right, thanks for that. I had a song in my head now because Jeff had the music going. Very good. And we set up things as best we could here. I mean, I think that's a pretty good view. Let's switch that over to show you there. I think that's a pretty good view here. And we may zoom in closer at some point if they're not using the lanes all the way across. But we want to be able to show everybody there. So wherever you're watching from, appreciate giving us a like and a follow on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm part of the Video Show Network. You'll want to subscribe there so you get notified when I do some other events. I don't do a lot of out-of-town stuff, but locally, definitely for sure. And follow me along on my Facebook. I talk about motivational stuff and community, and of course my weekly show, the show with David Burrows. And of course, this wouldn't be possible if they didn't have the sponsors. So thanks to all of our sponsors here today. There's lots there to see. Great big supporters. Sponsors definitely would make things work, right? We're still just looking at a few things here, and they'll be getting underway. Just trying to, I'm going to set up something here as we're just using the one side right now, so I'll be able to give you a full screen shot here in just a moment. Do us a favor though, and click that like button and click the share button around as well. That'll be a big help to help spread the word of the bowling world and what's happening here at Marcin Bowl in Point Edward.
We're good to hit the check mark for 10 minutes of practice.
There you go. So 10 minutes of practice underway. we go. Things getting underway here. Practice mode. Practice session, I should say. Hello, Greg. How you doing, my friend? Should be down here bowling, buddy. You saw Jeff Wickens up there on the screen, just to your right. And his partner in crime, if you will, Jen. They are busy. Good morning, Ashley. Saying good luck to all the bowlers. We'll talk about who's here today, and coming up on this morning's session is Dan Vandermeer. He's from Sarnia, and he's right-handed bowler and bowling for 40 years with a 198 average. His ball weight of 15 pounds, and his favorite ball of choice is the high road. I hope I'm saying that right. Cliff Bedard from Sault Ste. Marie. Right-handed bowler for 30 years and an average of 214 with a ball weight of 15. And he likes the hammer effect. Dan McClellan here from Kitchener, Ontario. Right-handed bowler for 35 years. A 246 average and also a 15-pound ball weight. John Pino from Sault Ste. Marie as well. Right-handed bowler for 25 years. 208 average and also 15 pounds. He likes the Black Widow Mania. So some experience here. And throughout the weekend, we'll see many different styles of bowling and different levels of bowling. And the public certainly welcome to come down here and say hello and watch the action live here in Point Edward at Marcin Bowl. Yeah, boom. I don't know how they do that. I never understood that whole put the spin on it thing. Why don't you just make it go straight down there? But there's lots of different styles of bowling for sure. And my style is not the best one. Got the servers here ready to take care of you. The restaurant is open. I believe breakfast is on until 11 o'clock. I already had my breakfast thanks to Corey Coulter, who's the master cook, master chef. He runs the kitchen and does the cooking and made me a great breakfast here. And of course the beverages are available as well. And it's family oriented, so come on down, bring the family, even if you're not bowling, you just want to look for something to do. You come down here and have some breakfast or some lunch and watch some bowling. Great support from the community on this. A lot of the sponsors that you see in the background there, as well as, of course, the sponsors that they were able to gather together to bring here. Thanks to all of them. And again, we'll be here all day and through into the evening at Marcin Bowl, Point Edward, Ontario. Please say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And just as a note as well, go to tournamentbowl.com and you can stay updated with all the tournament scores, etc. got some folks working behind the scenes that'll keep that updated for you. A total of 10 minutes of bowling here, so probably about 5 more minutes before things officially get underway. See a few people coming in to sit down and watch and enjoy. Maybe some support from some of the local bowlers. I don't even remember how to throw a ball. It was probably late 90s last time I threw a ball. I did used to bowl here on the Thursday Night Fun League, but I never got any better and better, so I'm not a quitter, but I know when I'm beat. Of course, the front desk staff, a big part of your experience when you come here to Marcin Bowl. You know, they're the first people you see typically. And very friendly staff. Coral is up there today. And then your serving staff, Brooklyn's here, Shelley's here. Talking with Shelley earlier, we worked together here. I did the karaoke here back in the day in the 90s. So Shelley has been a part of Marcin Bowl for 34 years. So a lot of great history here. And as Jeff and his family, going back, his father and mother originally had Lake Huron Lanes down on Murphy Road here in Sarnia, where I also did karaoke and DJ'd the Rockin' Bowl. And then things changed there, and that building was sold and torn down, and Sunripe is there now. And then they would go in to take on Highway Bowl. And I remember going to Highway Bowl. I delivered newspapers down at the trailer park. I would stop in at Highway Bowl and spend all my quarters on Centipede. Wow, yes, I'm dating myself. And then as Marcin Bowl would close coming through COVID, we decided to let it go, and then Jeff jumped in to figure out a way to purchase Marcin Bowl, and with the support of his mother, a big decision that had to be made, not taken lightly, but they would jump in. And of course, Jeff's love for the sport comes from his father, Brian, who passed several years ago now. And Jeff carrying on that tradition along with his mother, and support from his sister Miranda as well, who's looking after their daughter Lily today, from my understanding. So a real family affair here. One thing I always noticed about the bowlers too, and opposite teams or on the same team, they're always high fiving. There's always the high five, slap of the hand. Now that looks like practice
So if anybody is
time is
interested
complete.
in getting in extra brackets, you can talk with Dara. Besides that, good luck at bowling, guys.
All right, and now here things will start to get underway. Underway here at Marcin Bowl in Point Edward. With the first ever Marcin's Big Money Bowl, $20,000 up for grabs here. And you'll be able to follow along at tournamentbowl.com. Pardon me. Give us a quick follow wherever you're watching from, if you're on Facebook, and then YouTube. We're live on the Video Show Network, as well as on Facebook at the Video Show Network, and my personal profile, David Burrows. You can check me out there as well. Slam. Jordan Krosky, I don't know. I'm not sure who that is. See our bowlers together there. Jeff Wickens just to my left, who's also bowling here today. A gentleman with big visions for the bowling world. Just going to try to get you some. I'm looking for an update of some of the names here, and I'm going to work on kind of a bit of a different camera angle here for you as well. See if I can get you a little bit closer into things. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Are you bowling? 1 o'clock? Okay. Just talking to an old friend, Dan Chop. Been a while. I'm live right now. I'm talking about you. 1 o'clock, Dan will be bowling here today. That's cool. You've been still doing this for a long time? Yeah? Yeah, I remember. I remember back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So there's Dan Chop talking with Jeff Wickens. All right. Gentleman I went to high school with, and he's been bowling since about 9 years old. He'll be bowling at 1 o'clock this afternoon. There you go. Jamie helping out. Yes, he's part of this squad. Yeah, I'm just looking for. They're going to send me some updates on who to talk about here. There you go. Good to see you, Dan. There's another memory for me. Nice to see. Dan Chop. We hung out in high school. Also this morning. Oh, okay. Maybe I did have it, but I think I do have it. I just didn't read it far enough. Yeah. Okay. She sent it this morning. Yeah. I just got to read a little further here. So who else we got? Art Oliver's here. Left-handed bowler for 30 years on a 230 average. And he likes a 15-pound storm. Murdoch Little from Airdrie. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize. Alberta. Wow. Bowling 48 years, 220 average on a 15-pound ball. Likes the Black Venom OG IQT tour level. Oh, wow, Alberta. That's amazing. Also from Calgary, Alberta is TJ Howard. Right-handed bowler of 30 years and a 220 average. Likes the 14-pound ball, and ball of choice is the Magic Gem. Jordan Krosky here from Corunna, a right-handed bowler. Kevin Schofield from Point Edward, just down the street from us. A left-handed bowler of 50 years, a 225 average, and a 15-pound ball. And Jennifer Barton, Jeff Wickens' lovely lady. And she's been bowling 0 years, according to what I'm reading here. She's a 95 average. And likes, looks like an 8-pound ball. And it's a Rhino. Rhino's what I had back in the day. And Jen was just looking around and she's like, there were no female bowlers this morning, so she thought she would just step in and have her fun. Again, big thank you to the sponsors once again that help make this happen. Title sponsor, Labatt's. They recognize the bowling world, giving their support to the Big Money Bowl here at Marcin Bowl. I mean, there, if you like to see the back of my head. But that's all the lanes, and they'll be all busy here later this afternoon. Some of those afternoon bowlers already starting to arrive. Oh, Tim Barton getting 9 pins in that last one. Just didn't want to quite go there. She'll line up now for the spare. Oof, a tough one on lane 21. Get it, get it. Oh. A lot closer than I would have been. Here's a tough one on 21. Heck of an effort. Quite an event to take on here at Marcin Bowl in Point Edward. Marcin's Big Money Bowl, $20,000. Somebody's going to take home. And if you're just joining me, we were just talking about how some have traveled afar, some from as far as Alberta, Sault Ste. Marie, Kitchener, Ontario. To make that trip from Calgary, it's a big commitment between getting here and travel expenses and food and all that stuff. Strike on number 19. So impressive to watch when they just set that ball down. You don't even hear it touch. It's just zoom. I don't know how else to describe it. Just like that. There's Jeff Wickens, forgetting about one of them up there. Oof, bit of a split on 19. Restaurant open here. Breakfast still on. Delicious breakfast I had this morning, thanks to Corey Coulter, who's the head cooking dude here. Jen on 22. Let's go, Jen. Right down the middle. She'll give herself a mini split, I guess you'd call that. And let me know if you have somebody here that you're cheering for. And we'd love to know where you're watching from. Are you watching on Facebook or perhaps on YouTube? We're live on the Video Show Network on YouTube. Thanks to Alexa Manser, who is their social media guru here at Marcin Bowl. She does a fantastic job of their promotion. And for the ladies, once again, Jennifer Barton. And also, Carrie Kinlan from Sarnia. She's a right-handed bowler. Bowling 2 years with an average of 127 and a ball weight of 9. She says her favorite ball is just one that fits. That's a good answer. So welcome to all our bowlers. And even somebody again like Carrie and Jennifer with low averages have chosen to participate here. The way they've got brackets, etc. set up, there's opportunity for everybody to take some money away. Wow. There's Jeff Wickens just with authority taking all 10 down there on lane 22. More of our bowlers started to arrive here. Oops. Starting to gather, and the social side of things here. And of course, follow along at tournamentbowl.com. And they have the scores. Nothing there quite yet, obviously, but Zach says he wish he could have got the time to be here. Yeah, well, it would have been good to have you here. But at least you're able to be here in spirit, I guess, or spirit of being online. Some more bowlers making their way in, and first session will finish up. Yeah, there's a few locals bowling right now. I don't know them by heart, but give me a second here. I'll pull it up. So we had Dan Vandermeer. And we have what else do we have? Brandon Teddy from Jackson, Michigan. We got Hamilton here. Where are we? Whoops. Kevin Schofield from Point Edward. We've got Jordan Croskery here from Corunna. Jen Barton here from Sarnia, and also Terry Kinlan from Sarnia. But there's more this afternoon. Just coming near to the end of the first morning session. See some bowlers moving on down to the right side of the lanes here as well. Going over to lanes 27 and 28 right now. So now moving over to the right-hand side of where we are here at the bowling alley, Marcin Bowl. I'll give you that full scale view here in just a moment. for them to get their scores in here. You can go to tournamentbowl.com. And make sure you visit Marcin Bowl online to find out more about their facilities and what's available here. The restaurant's open today if you're in the area. Servers Shelley and Brooklyn are here. Again, many of these bowlers, wow, 128, there's a beautiful strike. Lots of focus and concentration here. Beautiful. On 23 there. Just like that on 24. They make it look so easy. Just go down there and they're just going through the motions, right? Wow, again on 23. 4 strikes in a row on both sides. Again, big shout out to the sponsors who've been a big part of making this happen. Some local, and of course, Labatt's our title sponsor here today. But all the sponsors making this happen here. And I want to give a big thanks to Jeff and Marcin Bowl for giving me the great opportunity to be here and broadcast this here for you. Jeff and his family a long time, and it's a privilege to be here and do this. A big part of this, of course, is the social side of things. You can hear lots of chatter and some friends that have traveled a long way to be here, but they don't always get to see each other. Now they're hanging out, and others, while they're bowling, very focused on what they're doing here. One of my things I always loved about bowling was the shirts. Some of those balls are pretty flashy. Oh, I'll take a split on 23. Let's go take a look at that. I want to see him come out of that. Apologize, we don't have the names up on the scoreboard, so I can't tell you who this is, but and not working out this time. Tough one. As we continue on here today, the Marcin's Big Money Bowl, $20,000 to first place. And I believe, yeah, several cash prizes being paid out. But $20,000 to first place. A lot of money on the line and a huge investment for Jeff and his family here at Marcin Bowl, owners of Marcin Bowl and also Highway Bowl here in Sarnia and Point Edward. And I really love that they kept the history of Marcin. You know, they could have changed the name, etc., but talking to Jeff, I know it was important to him to keep the history. Marcin Bowl, known as the house that Steve built, Steve Marcin, many years ago. Still more bowlers coming in. We'll see some little busier action here this afternoon. Coming into about the 7th frame here in the second half of this morning's session. You know, just like that. Wow. Like, this is crazy. All but one strike on lane 23, 24, and wow. keeping these things well oiled and in the proper condition, especially for tournament bowl. And recently, a brand new oil machine. I believe it's called an Atlas. A $70,000 investment to have that here. Just in time for this tournament. I can tell you a bit of the story. They had their oiling machine that they've had for a long time that's done them very well. And it just finally quit about a month before this tournament. And it's kind of important. And Jeff seeking out. Found what he needed, and again, a $70,000 investment. And then being able to have it here just in time for this tournament. So that's the commitment. Still more people showing up here today. Coming into the afternoon session at 1 o'clock, so they'll have some time to do some practicing and get their arms warmed up. throw that down there and you think, there it goes, and then the one stands. But it's just such a precision sport. You think, I remember, how hard can it be to knock 10 pins down? Again, a great history here at Marcin Bowl, and not just a huge financial investment here for Jeff and his family to take on Marcin Bowl and also have Highway Bowl, but time. A lot of time goes into making this all work and putting on a fun experience there. Rockin' Bowl, like I remember Rockin' Bowl starting at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Now some Rockin' Bowl starts at like 10 in the morning and goes all day and all night. And a recent investment, the new scoring machine here, a $450,000 investment to be upgraded and to be top notch. And if you're just joining us, thanks for being here. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please take a moment to say hello in the chat. And if you got a bowler you're rooting for, let us know. We'll be sure to give them a shout out here. We're coming into the final frame of the second part of the session, morning session. I believe my friend Roger Winter is going to be here a little bit later on. We'll try to get him on a microphone. And Roger, I met him, I was about 19 years old. And I was DJing in a local bar. And then as I would come in to do karaoke here, when I was 21 at Marcin Bowl, and he was a bowler here. A regular bowler, daily, almost every single day. And quite a bowler, and he's going to be here helping Jeff out later today, so we'll try to have him jump on a microphone and talk to us as well. So it looks like we've wrapped up on 23 and 24, so we'll just try to get this other top view. Finishing up a few frames here, and one thing I learned, I was here last year for the St. Patty's Day No Tap, which they did not have this year, just because of time conflicts, I think. But I learned to have a chair and sit down, otherwise standing all weekend. My back did not agree with me last year. Big money bowl here in Sarnia slash Point Edward. Point Edward slash Sarnia. Let us know where you're watching from. Love to hear from you. Boom. Leaving one. Just a couple frames left here. One frame left. Oh, looks like wrapping up. We should be able to go to tournamentbowl.com here shortly and get some updates. I'll be back. was having trouble finding the results here, but I think we got it. There we go. Some results for you. Five games in each session here. And there you go, Ryan. The score's on the screen. But you can go to tournamentbowl.com also and have a look. Just simply go there and look under tournaments and look for Marcin Big Money Bowl, and then click on the current on standings. I had trouble. I had to go ask for help. But TJ Howard right now at the top, followed by Dan McClellan, Cliff Bedard, and Art Oliver, and Jordan Croskery, who's local. And I just got to take a short break. I'll be back. So now into the third game, and they skip a pair when it comes to the lanes. So they get a chance to play on all the lanes here. Again, your current scores on the screen. That up a little more for you. If you scan that QR code there on the bottom of your screen, it'll take you directly to the website where you can follow along. If you've got a favorite bowler, someone you're cheering for, let us know in the chat, and we'll be sure to give them the shout out they deserve. $20,000 big money bowl. A big time effort here by Jeff Wickens and his mom and the whole family. Looking back, I made a post on my Facebook. You can check me out, David Burrows, on Facebook. And I made a post of some pictures. And back in the day, a good reminder, I was the karaoke guy here back when I was about 21 years old. And just going through. Actually, maybe I'll pull that up on the screen here. Let me set something up. Something I posted on my Facebook here that just asking, what's your memory of Marcin Bowl? And where I started my karaoke career. And this booth that I'm leaning on right here, that's the DJ booth from back in the day. I remember when that was built, and this is where I'm broadcasting from at the moment. And the new scoring machines. Those bowling ball racks have been there a long time. Long, long time. And that there is the new oiling machine. A $70,000 investment just before this tournament. They had their machine that they've had for years break down, and they really had to search and make sure they had something here for today. That's Dave the mechanic, making sure all the lanes are working properly today. Front desk staff, and this is back in that corner there under that. That's where the karaoke used to be. Used to be a bar over on the far side here. Man, wow, it's just weird for me to have a look. But some of the memories here, I asked people to. There's Roger Winter, who will be here this afternoon, and he's spent virtually my entire bowling time there. Met great people, accomplished things I never thought I would, and coached a lot of the adults that are bowling there today. See you later, coming in. Karaoke in the bar with friends. Dan Chop, who's here behind me actually, Saturday morning youth bowling, fries and gravy with my dad. Jerry Bouchard, fond memories. Connie Rosa, my memories of Marcin Bowl includes children's birthdays and also meeting a young karaoke DJ named David Burrows. Yep, that was me. Those were the days with Rose and Jerry. Yep. So, folks with a lot of great memories of Marcin Bowl. There's the control center from which I'm joining you today. Get to enjoy the back of my head. This is my command center. This was the DJ booth that was built many years ago. see the folks and enjoying some chatter and fun here today, along while waiting for the next games to start and some of the families and friends of those bowling today joining. You're welcome to come down and join us if you're in the area. Here in Point Edward at Marcin Bowl, a big money bowl, $20,000 tournament. A huge milestone for them here at Marcin Bowl. Oh, that'd be right. One sec. Okay. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. They say I'm quiet. I don't get told that very often. There you go. Maybe that's better. Hello. Sorry about that. There we go. That's probably better. Perfect. Thanks, Alexa. How about that? Are we good now? That's probably better. Okay. give you a bit of a walkabout here in just a moment. Alexa, yes, that's her real name, is social media gal here. There you go. Okay. There you go. You can see there's Jen Barton, who's Jeff's partner. Jeff, and just to give you a different bird's eye view of what's happening here. Try to give you that split shot so you can still enjoy the bowling as well. Yeah. Coming for a walk and showing things off. Just the whole area here at Marcin Bowl and some of the bowlers. And there's Brooklyn, one of our servers here today. And just a fantastically large facility. 36 lanes with 12 of them being 5-pin. Coming right down and showing the bowlers off here today. Gonna give you that close-up view here. There you go. Again, that's Alexa Manser, the social media manager here at Marcin Bowl. They put a lot of time into the social media. Just a different view for you to get an idea. Hopefully you can hear me better. They told me to turn it up. Usually they tell me to be quiet. Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me better now. Should be able to. Getting a nice, here, we'll just do that more, I guess. We can try that. A bit more output. Thanks for the update. And I got to put a battery on something. I'll be right back. Wonderful. At least we know somebody's watching, like when they're telling me to turn it up. Maybe a little bit more here just to make it even better. We'll try that. That should do it. Wherever you're watching from, take a moment and say hello to us. And if you have a particular bowler that you're rooting for, we'd love to hear from you as well. Where'd she went? Where'd she go? Oh, I was looking for Alexa, but she left me. go. All right.
All right.
We got a special guest here, Roger Winter. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great. I mean, I'm trying to fix you up so we can hear you nice and loud.
No
There we
problem.
go.
Yeah, no problem.
Roger Winter. We were talking about you earlier behind your back.
I thought so. Yeah. My ears were burning.
Were they? In a good way. Well, I did a walk around here and took some pictures, and of course, this is memories for me being here. I remember when this booth we're standing in was built for DJing the Rock and Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like 21 years old. I was doing karaoke here, and I knew you a little before that. But you were a bowler here way back then.
Oh, I come over here in, I think it was 1976. I think when Steve put the other 12 lanes on here.
Yeah.
We come over from Northgate, and I've always liked this house.
Yeah.
And
like you mean there just used to be 12 here, and then they added these ones.
yeah, in I think 75, 76.
Yeah.
something in
Okay.
there.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah.
You're not that old, right?
Dirt. Me and Dirt are pretty close together.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What was it that? How did you get started in all of this?
Gee, probably go back to maybe Mitten Street Bowl. And it started
Oh wow.
Yeah, I started bowling when I was 14 there, and I went to I don't know if you remember Gene LaCroix or not. Gene passed away here a little while ago, and Gene kind of got me into bowling 10-pin. And
Okay.
Went to Northgate Bowl, and he bowled, and I bowled with him a couple of games, and first time I ever used a ball with finger holes in it, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I kind of caught on to it pretty easy. I really enjoyed it.
What
And
is
I
it
just kinda
about bowling? Like I get the sports side of it, but like, what is it?
the competitiveness?
Yeah.
And you compete against yourself, really.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's just, I mean, you get, for me it was like, okay, I had a 175 average, I wanted to be 180. Had 185, wanted to be
Right,
190,
okay.
and so on up until I got up to, I think on my good day, my good years or so, I was about 204 or 205. in
Oh
that
yeah.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and that would, I mean, now that's like mediocre. I mean, a lot of the guys that bowl
Well,
here now are
the-
like in the 220s.
Yeah, sure. But we've got some bowlers here, like 175, 195. Like,
yeah.
are you bowling in this tournament?
No,
No, you're just here to help out.
yeah, I thought I'd talk to Jeff and I asked him if he needed any help, and he said, sure, come on
Yeah.
down. So I thought I'd come down and have a coffee, see you, and
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to Jeff
right on.
and see what's going on.
And
yeah.
you, I remember back in the day, like you were here like 8 days a week bowling. You were Sunday bowler, Thursday bowler,
Me and the Beatles.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I bowled Monday nights and twice on Monday night, Wednesday night, twice on Thursday night, and then Sunday morning, and then I'd come here with the kids on Saturday morning and spend time with them, and I love the sport.
Yeah.
I encourage
Well, you were
people.
good. I do remember watching a couple. It was always funny because, like, if I came earlier, and even when I wasn't here doing the karaoke, sometimes I'd just come and hang around. And I remember some Sunday mornings, and all of a sudden, you'd see a group gathering around. That's how you kind of knew a 300 was in the works, right? And I remember watching you get one of those, and I just remember thinking, wow. And then I was saying earlier, like I remember first time bowling, when I was a kid at Highway Bowl, I was a junior out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
How hard can it be to knock down 10 pins that are all standing beside each other that close?
You think about it.
Right? But that's
Yeah.
it's such a precision to the sport.
It is.
Like an eighth of an inch really does make a
A
difference.
big difference, yeah.
Yeah.
In this sport, it's timing, balance, your mental ability to concentrate on what
Yeah.
you're doing, and accuracy. And if any one of them is out, you're going to run into some kind of trouble, or you're going to get really lucky.
Yeah. I was always that guy that just threw it straight. Like I picked the arrows. I was the middle arrow and the one to the left or the right. That's all I could. And if I could pull that off, but this whole spin and tossing it, and I remember watching guys even back in the day, like they would just come right just to the edge of that gutter there, and you're thinking it's going in, and then it comes around, and like there's so much. I guess maybe finesse would be a word.
It's the technology has changed so much. Lane conditions, the
Yeah.
lanes themselves. it has changed, and technology has kind of taken over. Because if you look at a lot of them now, I watch them sometimes on TV, and they're like right over to the extreme left-hand side
Yeah.
of the lane, throwing the ball out, going up to maybe 8, 9 board,
Okay.
7 board, 5 board sometimes, and then snapping right back in when it gets down to the back. And that's just evolution has taken over that.
Yeah.
Just,
I remember in the 90s too, they changed these into synthetic lanes.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
big overhaul as well,
Yeah.
and a lot of money, right? You know, we were just talking about the scoring system here that was recently, this year was put in $450,000 for this Conquer. Conquer the bank account. Holy crap!
Yeah.
But this is, this is an example of the commitment to Jeff and Marcin Bull here. With this is the top notch. This is the scoring system on the planet
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, he's done really well, and I applaud Stephen, Stella, and Marcinson for what they did as far as keeping bowling in the community, and they hung on to it, and then the next generation of the family took it over,
Yep.
and then COVID come in,
Yep.
and kind of put a little bit of a stop on it, and nobody was bowling, and it became a bit of a struggle. Nobody really knew what was going to happen with the bowling out of here.
Yeah.
And then Jeff and his mom come in and talked to the family and kept it going. And,
Well,
and I applaud them. That's it. We definitely got to keep bowling in the community.
For
and,
sure.
Get the kids
There used to be
involved.
like 5 bowling alleys in this town. Four anyway. Like Northgate was there,
There was
Lake Huron Lanes.
Lake Huron Lanes, Uptown National Bowl,
Oh yeah.
and Echo Lanes, Highway Bowl, Marcin, Emery Lanes out in Courtright.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just a small league.
And the pin deck on Mitten Street. I remember the pin deck.
That's where I started. Started as a pin
Yeah,
boy.
right?
Started as
That's
a pin boy.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I started out. I made.
You must have had strong arms putting those.
the legs and backs. But yeah, I started out. I made if I set pins for 2 leagues, I made $4.32, and that was a lot of money there.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Considering you could buy a Cadillac for $5 back. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, no, it's very applaudable. And I will say, to Jeff's mom, I'm not sure that she was really happy about him wanting to do that in the first place.
No, there was a lot of opposition.
It took a little convincing, shall we politely say.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, her and her husband Brian, it was a big
Yeah.
part of their life. I did karaoke and rock and roll for them at Lake Huron Lanes back in the day too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But I come in. I've been here since about 6:45 this morning, getting set up for the broadcast, and she was there counting things and just making sure everything was ready for the day.
Was she really?
And,
Okay.
yeah.
Good,
She's
yeah.
still very heavily involved. So.
Yeah, I think she comes every morning.
Yep.
Or just about every morning,
Yep.
and does her thing, and then
And then she's out at Highway Bowl as well, looking after
Yeah.
things out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and they're running. It's great to see, and I mean, to the point of Jeff putting on this tournament, a $20,000, more than 20,000 to first place, but I think it's 10 and then 5 for second and third. Plus the brackets, there's money.
Yeah.
Wow! And we've got folks here from I think as far as Calgary, Alberta here this morning.
Was there really? Oh,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
and Sault Ste. Marie is here.
And I mean, what he got, I think he got a little over 50 people.
Yeah.
But it's the first year, and there's a learning curve, and he can look back, when they're done, look back at the things that they did, things that maybe they didn't do, and how to improve on that.
Yeah, well, it's called plan, do, review, right? You plan
Yeah.
it, you do it. And I know there's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak, more than one way to run a tournament, and everybody's got an opinion on it. And he kind of ran with what he thought would be the best.
Exactly.
And he'll sit back and look over it again. But, at the end of the day, it's also, I think, a long-term, I think he looks at it, well, I know he has, we've had the conversation, as a long-term investment as well to, if anything, there's advertising, there's a push, and to show that, again, this facility, 36 lanes, 12 of them 10 pin, and I know he's been asked, would you get rid of the 5 pin? And he's like, no, they're busy with the 5 pin.
Yeah.
There's still that
it's still there.
cult following, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you know how to throw a 5-pin ball still?
Oh yeah,
Could you still do
yeah,
it?
yeah.
You still, but you never come out and bowl anymore. Have you retired your arm?
No, I back in I'm going to say 20 years ago. Um, Sue and I, my wife, Sue
Yeah.
and I decided that I wanted to get back at bowling again. So we joined. I think it was a Friday night league out at Highway, and she pulled a muscle in her leg
Oh,
the
okay.
first night. And
The
so
first night.
First night.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So I said, well, I'm going to keep bowling, and I think I averaged like 180 something, or for the first year. And one, I didn't want to go without her being out there, and for me, I'm pretty competitive, and
Yeah.
bowling one night a week wasn't going to cut it for me.
No.
But now when I'm at the age that I am now,
Yeah.
I kind of think, but what happened was I pulled I hurt my wrist, and then I got a carpal tunnel. So my doctor said, take the year off and let it heal.
Right.
And I just never went back to it after that. So
Yeah.
I kind of regret it because I really love the sport.
Yeah.
And I
Of course you did. Yeah.
and I play pool here Monday nights. Of course,
Yep.
when I'm done playing, I come out here and I talk to the guys and look at scores and
Yeah.
see how everybody's doing.
So
and
you're still involved.
yeah, it's you know what, if you're playing the sport, it gets in your blood.
Sure.
It really gets in your blood,
Sure.
and you just want to keep doing it. And I might come back at it again this year,
Okay.
like when they start up in September. I'm thinking about it, so I'm gonna maybe grab a ball and see
Okay.
if my legs on my back.
Well,
and my
we'll
body
keep an
will
eye
hold
on
up.
you. We'll have to focus the camera on. But you've done some coaching along the way as well, have you?
Saturday mornings, I'd come out here Saturday mornings, and I'd coach the kids, and I would do one-on-one.
Yeah.
Some people, if they wanted some help, then I'd do one-on-one. It's gratifying from the standpoint that I can see what they're doing and how they're progressing along.
Right.
And even today, I talk to some of the people that I coached back then, and they give me thanks, and
Yeah.
it's very rewarding, very rewarding. And I'm kind of humble when it comes to that stuff. I don't want any accolades or anything
Yeah,
like
sure.
that. I just come out and I have a lot of fun, and if you do great from it, great. That's all I look forward to.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much for giving us some time
Yeah,
here,
thanks,
and
Dave.
maybe we'll bring you back a little bit later this afternoon,
Yeah.
and you can tell us your thoughts on what you're seeing here today. But we're going to switch the cameras up as I see. I think they're coming into their fourth game now.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah.
5 games in each session, and then into the afternoon session, where I think we'll see things just get a little more competitive this afternoon. I see my old buddy Dan Chop, who I went to
Is he
high
here?
school with.
Oh,
He's here.
Yeah.
We were high school buddies,
Okay.
and
yeah.
he's actually, I think he still has the same car he had in high school. It was
And
an old-
he went to school
yeah.
with Sherry, my daughter.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sure. Yeah.
So
cool.
yeah.
That's hilarious. Small
Yeah.
world, right?
No kidding.
Right
Yeah,
on.
very
Well,
small.
thanks, Roger. We appreciate
Yeah, thanks,
you.
Dave. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, we'll take those off you so we don't. Yeah, perfect. Roger Winter giving us some historical insight there at Marcin Bowl and his bowling career that he had. And it sounds like he's making a threat out there to come back. Yeah, very well known bowler here. And thanks for his time, Roger. And back to another point of, I was actually about 19 years old when I first met Roger. I was a DJ downtown at a bar, and he was part-time as well. And he's been a great supporter of the things that I do ever since. So it's cool for me to have him here on the microphone. All right, let's go and check a few things. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm going to do a refresh here, and we will update you on the scores here in just a moment. And we'll switch the cameras up here as we're getting into the fourth game. Oh, I do have it. Had it right. So there you can see Jordan Croskery stepped into first place right now and knocking Cliff Bedard down into second. Kevin Schofield, who's from Point Edward, are in third, followed by Dan McClellan, Brandon Teddy, TJ Howard, Art Oliver, John Pino, and Murdoch Little. Jeff Wickens down to 10th place, and Dan Vandermeer, Kerry Kinlan, and Jennifer Barton holding her spot at number 13. I was talking to Jennifer. She's like, I'm just having fun. It's cool. She's happy to participate. And again, coming into the fourth game of this session. Don't know what happened to my... Is that it there? All right, I got to take a short break. We'll keep things rolling here, but I'll be back. my friend Dan. Back in the high school days, and he was kneeling on the floor, and he just had a little struggle getting up. And it's like, yeah, we're all having a little trouble getting back up these days. That's what's great for me here too, is I really enjoy seeing some friends from, what do we say, back in the day. A close up here. Oh, get out of the way, Jeff. Oh, he must have heard me. Just like that. That's how you do that. Alexa on our mobile cam there. Start stepping up. Leaving one up there. Not happy. Lots of different lights flashing and going on here. It's hard to keep our brightness up, but we're working on it. Beautiful job on the spare. Back over to the other side, we can see some of the fifth games starting already. Morning session, and pardon me. And if you're just joining us, welcome to Marcin's Big Money Bowl $20,000 tournament here in Point Edward, Ontario. Where we've got some bowlers as far as Calgary, Alberta joining us here today in Sarnia, or Point Edward. Sorry, if you're not from here, you don't know that Point Edward's a village right beside Sarnia. It's just a habit of saying Sarnia. $20,000 for first place on the line. Take a visit at marcinbowl.com. Find out more about this amazing facility here at Marcin Bowl. Give you an idea, there's Marcin Bowl's website with all their information. Online booking. You can't call in anymore. They haven't done that for a few years, and now you can take a questionnaire to let them know your experience once you've been here, and you can see, their hours of operation. And everything, all their pricing. Again, that's all available at marcinbowl.com. Again, into the fifth game of the morning session. Just a couple left on the first 12. And we'd love to hear where you're watching from. restaurant open all day here. If you're in the area, come on down, check this out. Got our mobile cam looking like she's going to try to get into position here. Give you a close-up of some of the games. Ball on 23. Big thank you to the sponsors that came on board to support the Big Money Bowl here at Marcin as well, with the title sponsor being Labatt Brewery. But a group effort to the sponsors. Thank you very much. All local supporters. And again, if you want to check out our Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, I should say, make sure you give us a follow wherever you're watching from. We're live on Marcin Bowl's Facebook page, also the Video Show Network. And my personal profile, David Burrows. Give us a like everywhere. And we're also live on YouTube, on the Video Show Network, and our website, tvsn.ca. Again, into the fifth game here today of the morning session. Afternoon session getting underway about 1 o'clock. We'll take a break in between, just a short break in between our sessions here. And we'll stop the live and then restart again. And hopefully you're hearing me better out there. I was told to speak up. Normally they're telling me to quit talking, be quiet. Just over 50 people entered into the Big Money Bowl, the first ever Big Money Bowl. Just checking Facebook here. I'm going to share things around. Hopefully you're hearing me better now. I know earlier, I guess we had some volume issues, but hopefully you're hearing me better now. I know earlier, I guess we had some volume issues, but please take some time and click the share button there as well and let others know that we're live and let them have the experience of what we're doing down here at Marcin Bowl. The whole purpose of the live stream. There you go. Listen to my own voice. look here. And looks like about the 6th frame of the 5th game for Jeff Wickens and Art Olivier. Things will get wrapping up here in the 5th game of the morning session. Jeff Wickens still, I'm looking about his 7th frame here. Oof, just about gave himself a split. Could have been bad. Or could have been worser. Worser. Try to come in a little closer here for a better view. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Marcin's Big Money Bowl. Come on, Jen. Again, coming up into the final frames of the 5th game in the morning session. Come on, Jen, get them all down there. There you go. Smile of victory there. Coming up now into the 8th frame here. There's a strike. Jeff Wickens now coming up to lane 27 here. Strike as well. Art Olivier looking for a spot. Oh, he'll leave one up there as well. TJ Howard up with a strike. Olivier now looking for the spare on lane 28. Left-handed bowler. Oh, ripped off. Totally ripped off. That's how you do that, right? Going to be here all day and evening. And back again here tomorrow as well. Oof, a messy one for Jeff Wickens. Trying to take care of the split up there, but Jeff looking to make the spare here. It's a bit of a messy one, and he won't get it all. Jen Burton up here again. Let's let her have a strike here. Come on. A family affair here at Marcin Bowl in Point Everett as the mom's involved and family involved. We'll have the updates of the scores here coming up shortly here as we coming into the final frame of the fifth game here on the morning session. Don't think we have any updates yet. Final ball's being thrown here now. Ouch. Tough one on lane 28 here. Not happy with himself. Oh, just about. Just about perfect. Let's say Art Olivier. Art Oliver. I don't know why I said that. Apologies, Art, if you ever come back and look at this. There it is. Jeff Wickens looking to wrap things up here in a nice way. There's a strike. That's how you finish things up. But he'll take two more. Tough one. Not pulling it off that time. And I believe that wraps up the morning session. That's the morning session. Okay. All righty. That'll wrap up the morning session, and we thank you for joining us. We're going to pause the broadcast here, and then we will return about 1 o'clock this afternoon for more excitement here at the Big Money Bowl here at Marcin Bowl. And once again, thanks to all the sponsors that have made this possible here today. And shout out to Jeff Wickens and Marcin Bowl for the Big Money Bowl